Okay, so I definitely decided just to redo that first blog because guess what? It was too long for them to put on YouTube, which is lame. It was too long by like 14 seconds. Anyways, so I'm going to start over. I'm just going to explain that I had another one that kind of really sucked, so I took it off. And that apology blog was not for this one. It was for the one before. So this is my first web blog, and my name is Mandy. It's nice to meet you. I was shaking your hand. Basically, this is just fun for me because I like to write blogs. I've got like a million of them on this website, and I just kind of like looking at myself in the mirror, which is really awesome because now I can do it on the computer, so I can multitask. Speaking of multitasking, I'm surfing the web while I'm doing this because I don't feel comfortable like watching myself while I'm like, blogging. It feels weird and it makes me feel awkward and uncomfortable. I'm like self-conscious. Oh, so I'm gonna try not to say the word like or twist my hair. I took my gum out, so I won't be snapping it in your face. And I apologize if for some reason I look like I'm ready to cry because I did in the other one, and I don't really know why. I'm having a fantastic night. I'm off tomorrow, so it's a good night. Okay, so, okay, so here's what I'm going to talk about tonight. My two favorite shows on TV, well, two of them. First off, Family Guy. I adore that show. Like, I love it. When I first saw it, I was like, this is the most disturbing show I've ever seen. It's absolutely disgustingly crude. And, like, how dare they have the balls to put that on TV, right? But then it hit me. It was like, wow, you know what? They make fun of society's flaws. And America thinks that we're just, like, wonderful. So good for them, right? I mean, granted, some of the things that they do are kind of unforgivable and, like, really tasteless. But for the most part, it's like, if we can't laugh at ourselves and we're just, like, a big turd, we kind of suck. So, like, like Herbert the Pervert. I love him. I do. It's really terrible, but he's, like, one of my favorite characters after, like, Stewie. And I adore him. I think he's so funny because, like, when he's like, oh, let's all go down to the basement and whoever can swallow the most Tylenol PM wins. And it's like, I'm a huge advocate against, child molestation and rapists and that kind of thing. And that's like really a big, that's a big thing with me. But it's nice to be able to forget about your troubles and laugh, And the thing is that you have to remember if it offends you. Isn't like, guess what? It's a cartoon. It is a cartoon. Okay. My other favorite show, The Simpsons. I love that show. Actually, I kind of brought that up because of something else I was thinking of. My other thing was like, I kind of ruined it for myself now. Like when, like you're doing your thing and you're whatever, and you remember something really funny that like somebody said or you saw or whatever, but it totally didn't happen right now, and you start cracking up, and it's even better when there's people around because they stare at you and they're like, weird. But there's this one thing where that always makes me laugh. It's an episode of The Simpsons that Lisa's date with Density, and I'm twirling my hair, I'm sorry. I'm gonna fold my hands right in front of my lap. Okay. Where she's like got a crush on Nelson once, Lisa does, and she's like, oh, Milhouse, will you give this note to Nelson? He's like, okay. So then he passes the note up to him in class, and Nelson reads it out loud, and he's like, guess who likes you? And he turns around and he sees Milhouse, and Milhouse is like, and then just cuts to this scene of Milhouse being rolled away in a stretcher to this waiting ambulance. That always makes me laugh. I rewound it like a million times when I first saw it because I could not stop laughing. It was too hilarious. It's so funny. God, unless you see it, you're just going to think I'm like a total nerd. I kind of am. It's all good. What else should I talk about? Oh, while we're on the subject of cartoons, I hate Charlie Brown. I hate him. I hate that show. I think it's awful. It's terrible. It's more boring than C-SPAN, and it's for kids. There are only 2 good things about that show: Woodstock and Snoopy. I don't like Charlie Brown or any of the other Peanuts or like Lucy and what are their names, like Lionel, or like that dirty kid or the one with the blanket. Linus, not Lionel. And this time of year they're doing all the awesome Christmas specials, you know. They've got like you know, Rudolph and like Frosty and all the classics and stuff, which is just like the bomb. But then they've got Charlie Brown's Christmas special. And I'm like, oh, I hate Charlie Brown. It's so boring. Oh my God. Sorry, okay. I'm apologizing to me, not you. I'm making myself look like a ditz on this thing that I'm putting on the internet, and I feel stupid now. Because I'm not a ditz, I'm smart. Which we went over in the last blog, which will really make no sense, but I kind of laughed at that one too, so I'm going to post it anyway. What else could I talk about? Oh, okay, there's these people that they don't know how to take a hint, or like, you know, like common, like, oh my God, I'm saying like again. It's because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say. I know what I'm going to say. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. But like when people, they don't get how things work in a conversation, you know? Like for instance, this guy came in today and I was like, you know, I was at work. And I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? Because he's a customer. You're friendly to the customer. Which, you know, I'm a nice person, whatever. And I go, hi, how are you? And he goes, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, shut up. It's like, I'm not mean, but I don't know you. I don't want to hear your life story, firstly. And second of all, you're going to make it really awkward when you start talking to me about all these problems you got, like, you know, your cat died, or your, like, wife left you, or, you know, you're, like, sick or something. It's like, I'm really sorry, but, I was just being polite. Of course, I don't, like, say that. Like, he goes on and on and on. He's, like, crying, and I go, yeah, I wasn't listening. I was just being nice. But it's like, hi, how are you? Fine, how are you? Good. Now we're quiet. We can move on. See, it's, you know, human interaction. We get past it, right? But some people don't know how to do that. Also, some people don't know how to even answer you when you said hi to a million people, and then you go, hi, how are you? And they just ignore you, and it's like, oh. It's really irritating. Their arms are like gigantic, but they're not. What else do I want to talk about? I was totally thinking about something too, and now I can't remember what it was. But I get up to 10 minutes of video on YouTube, and I'm trying to figure out how to waste the last minute. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, so here is my web blog address if you're interested in checking out my blog, and I know you are because I know you think that I'm really super cool, like the coolest person ever, right? Okay, so it's Amanda-Mandy with 2 Y's, MANDYY, .blogspot.com. And I've been doing that one since January, and it's got like 140 blogs on it, I think, which is pretty cool. I do have a life, but I'm a writer, and so by nature I like to write my thoughts. This is why I'm doing this, because it's like a new way for me to write without writing. Anyways, that sounded really stupid. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, also my playlist for tonight, which I'm going to do consistently, you know, what I was listening to. All Kings of Leon. What were they? They were Closer, Crawl, and Be Somebody, and Notion. So now I have to end my blog. I'm going to come up with a really cool catchphrase to end them, but for now, peace out.